So hello there and welcome to Ivar's Fly Workshop. What's up? Today we will be tying a fly which is called Nighthawk by a guy called Stanford White. He was an American, born in 1850 something, probably 1856, 3 or 6. But there's a funny story behind the name of the fly which we'll come into when we tie the fly. But the Nighthawk, for the Nighthawk we are using an Uni 80 standard red thread, and for this fly I'm using an RX standard double number 8. And here you can see the fly as I've tied it actually on a black hook number 10, but that's pretty much how it looks after I've done with it. First things first, like they say, because there is this tag at the end of the fly, and the tag is made out of oval silver, and the body of the fly is made out of flat silver, and it's wrapped with oval silver as well. So the oval silver is going to be big part of the body, definitely. And after 6 wraps with the oval tinsel, we take it like this. We put it between the hooks, since it's a double hook, we put it between and under, and it's not in the way when we are doing the rest of the body of the fly. And we trim this off and place it on the hook shank, so it's not gonna go anywhere. We are using a flat silver for the body of the fly, but before we do that, there is like a golden butt on the fly, and we are using a yellow floss for that. It's just this golden point, that's all. It's just like 3 or 4 wraps and that's it. We must make sure that we are not overdressing this beautiful fly when we secure it down like so. The story behind the fly is a little bit funny, because Stanford White was born in 1853, and he was named himself the Nighthawk because he liked women and girls, and that got him into trouble later on. So he was assassinated or murdered in the Supper Club in Madison Square Garden in 1906, 25th of June. But on with the fly tying here. The tail of the fly is made out of this golden pheasant crest, which you just placed on there, and in front of that, this is just like a red wool, this tiny band of red wool, like a cotton wool, red wool I'm using for this. You can just any type of red wool will do it, but it's like a little bit fluffy, so that's why I like to use that rather than something else. So next step is the body of the fly, and then we are using a flat silver tinsel. We are using an Uni Miller, a medium one for it. It's an excellent material simply because it's golden on one side and silver on the other side. I'm not advertising anything for Uni. I'm just telling you guys it's like a bargain when you're buying this. I like this a lot because you're kind of getting like a two in one when you buy a spool of the Uni Miller tinsel. And this tinsel is like the most modern tinsels today. It's not metal anymore. It is plastic, so it's way easier to work with than the metal tinsel. The rib of the fly, which we are placing on now, that is just the same size oval silver as we used for the tag or the butt of the fly. And now comes the mylar body, silver tinsel body of the fly. And as you see, we must make sure that we have enough space for the head of the fly. And I'm trying not to overdress any of the flies we are tying here on the channel. But like I say, I'm open for all critics, of course, but spamming and something and some hate speech and some stuff is, of course, not allowed in the comment, and that will be reported just to YouTube. Fortunately, we haven't had any, or not much of that kind of reaction to the channel. Generally, it's very good reaction. For the beard of the fly, or for the throat, we will be using it's like a black hen, which we're using. You can use black rooster or black cock, but the hen fibers are softer, they're easier to work with, and yeah, they're a little bit more bulky. They are not as stiff as the rooster. So black hen is, and hen fibers and feathers in general in salmon, tying salmon flies, are underrated. Definitely, there are lots of people who don't realize how good they are. And they are as well. They're usually much cheaper than the rooster. So the throat of the fly is basically ready, and for the wing of the fly, we will be using a black fox. You can use like a black squirrel as well. Oh yeah, remember to like, share and subscribe. You don't get away with it so easily. But yeah, I'm using a black fox for this fly. You can't get away with, squirrel and stuff. But this black fox I got at valdimarssonflyfishing.com, as you saw. And yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's an Icelandic guy who owns this tiny fly shop in his, I think yes, it is in his garage. And he's pretty good on prices and stuff, so I recommend that you have a look at the valdimarssonflyfishing.com. For the cheeks of the fly, we are using a jungle cock, and it varies and depends on how people like to place the jungle cock on the head of the fly. There are like few methods of doing it, but the one I use is, I try to keep them not totally straight, but a little bit lined up with the wing. Some people like it to keep it just in a line with the wing. It just depends on the size and on the fly which you're tying, where you can place it. And same stuff we will be doing on the side facing to the camera, which you're looking at. And pay attention to that. I do not cut the stems of the feathers yet, because you can use the stems, like I'm doing now, to kind of tune the feather in the position that you prefer. And now we take like 5 or 6 really tight wraps, as tight as possible, so you kind of lock in the jungle cock feather. And now we can trim off the rest of the stems of the junglecock. I'm using a natural junglecock simply because I still have some left, but I think in the very future, for people who wants to use junglecock for their fly tying, there will be, yeah, I think the plastic will be the answer for it. And the next step is to place over the cheeks of the fly. We are supposed to use kingfisher feathers, Asian kingfisher, but since I do not have kingfisher feather, we just have to basically cheat and use blue hen instead, just to give it like this tiny, like a slightly touch of blue color, which gives the fly like it's it's like a logo and characteristics of the fly. Same thing we will be doing on the side facing towards to the camera, and those are just like 3 or 4 or 5 fibers of hen feather, and I place them on just like the junglecock, just loose wraps, a couple of wraps to keep them in place, and then you can kind of tune them in the position that you prefer. This is the way I tie the fly, and I tell you guys it works like this. Not necessarily the version like Mr. Stanford tied it, but what he left when he was assassinated or murdered back in 1905 or 6 was this great fly. I always thought it was like a fly that was originated from the United Kingdom, but I was totally wrong on that. It is an American pattern, absolutely American pattern. Great for salmon and steelhead. And believe me, it works here in Iceland, and this has been the favorite fly of so many anglers here in Iceland. If I recall it correctly, I think Orri Vigfússon, who established the North Atlantic Wild Salmon Fund to preserve the North Atlantic stock of the wild salmon, I think, if I'm correct, the Nighthawk was his favorite pattern. Orri passed a few years ago, and like we say, blessed his memory. He did so many things for salmon fishing here in Iceland and for salmon fishing in UK, and it's preserving the North Atlantic stock. So we've done the whip finishing, and the only thing left is just to place like this UV glue on it. It's called Solaris Bone Cure. I like that product a lot. I use it quite a lot. And that's about it. And we have the Nighthawk. We are just roasting it under the UV torch I have. I just want to say, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the reaction to the channel. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.